Hi, Sandra here from Create in Spain with a money saving idea for you. Do you have a collection of these things? Children's, well basically children's, 3D paints, all sorts of things I've got in here. Now I've sorted mine out and all these actually work, but I had a batch of them that no longer did. They weren't the Caracoa brand and the paint inside had separated so that it was oil and paint. So consequently, if I wanted to use it, I would squeeze a bit out and then start using it and then still find that it dispensed a splodge of oil and wrecked the project. So I thought, right, okay, these are no use. And I went to throw them out and then I thought, why throw them out? Because these particular ones, and it will depend on the brand you have, but these were Alpino ones, they have a screw top. Now all this is some kind of acrylic-y sort of paint, and acrylic is water soluble. And even if the tip is bunged up and blocked up because the paint is solidified, you can still clean out the tubes. Now you'll need a couple of things for this, but nothing too drastic. A pin, so that if you do have a blockage in the nib, you can clear it with a pin. You can take out the solid stuff and then you'll just be left with the paint inside that you can clear out. And for cleaning out the tube, even right the way down to the bottom, a couple of pipe cleaners. And basically all I did with my pipe cleaners was I twisted them together like that, so that they were a little bit stiffer. Okay, and then at the end I just folded it over. And I left these so that they were still floating loose. I didn't sort of squeeze them in, because when you put them into the tube, you can get right the way down to the bottom, and then when it comes to the top, if they're left loose, they can scrape around the neck of the tube, and then you can pull them out regardless. The easiest way I found of cleaning them out was to first of all remove the nib. Don't squeeze it then remove the nib, because you'll just put more paint in the nib for you to get out. So take the nib off first, squeeze into a trash bag the amount of paint that you can literally get out of it to squeeze, and then get either a bowl of warm soapy water or a sink with warm soapy water and put them under the water. Squeeze the tube a couple of times to actually fill it and leave them alone for a little while. When you come back to them, give them a bit of a shake, squeeze anything out, and then go to work with the pipe cleaners and just do that underneath the water, and you'll find pretty much everything comes out. Rinse it out and you've got a clean tube. Now why would you want to bother? Well, the simple reason is that if you've got ones which have got a really fine point, they are just so useful. Refillable paint tubes these become, or refillable glue tubes. And because if you're going to use them for glue, because this bit isn't too long, it's not like having a metal tip, which can be virtually impossible to clean out. You can always clean it out with a pin if it gets bunged up. So if you have a favourite glue that you want to apply with a fine tip, this will do the job quite nicely. The other thing that you can use them for is putting inks in. I've got some bottled inks which have basically the top has split. And so every time I try and use it, it leaks. Not very good when you've got ink. Believe me, the state of my fingers you would not believe. So I am intending now to put some inks in here, and I'll store them upright in a cup. But then when I want them, I can just drop out a couple of droplets and it'll be easier to use. So there we go. For the sake of some cleaning up time, you can have a whole load of reusable tubes. And that will save you quite a lot of money. I mean, okay, if you were working and you don't have the time to do this, fine, just go out and buy your supplies. But if you have the time and the inclination, it's a way of getting some refillable tubes without spending any more money. And as far as I'm concerned, that Must be a good thing. Take care now. Bye bye.